Start with a spin. There's your spin. Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's presentation, 10 easy ways to get more catering orders. I want to give a quick shout out to my team at Brandon Strategic for helping to promote this webinar. Maybe that's how you heard about it. I also want to say thank you here to Kelly from Crumbs for making this webinar happen. The material we're about to go to is really Kelly's playbook, and I just helped to package it up. So thank you, Kelly. Now we're going to be on here like 45, 50 minutes. We'll use the most of this next hour. And before the webinar ends, we promise you that you are going to learn 10 game-changing tips and tactics to increase revenue from catering that you can start to use today. When, Kelly?
Today.
Okay, now
during
before
the webinar.
So don't start during the webinar. You're going to miss something. But for sure after the webinar. Okay, there is so many people on this webinar. I want you guys to please open the chat. Okay, like Justin and Laura and Brian here and Lisa, open up the chat and just say hi or let us know where you're dialing from. The chat is going to be open throughout the entire webinar. So if you want to say something or participate or you have a quick question, the chat is the place to do it. Okay, let's go forward into the next piece here. Okay. We are here to help three types of people. Okay, three. 1, 2, 3. Okay, number one, if you are a multi-location brand marketer, or anybody who needs to measure marketing efforts, especially as it relates to catering, this is for you. Okay, number two, okay, if you're an owner, an operator, or founder who's still involved with marketing and oversees your catering, also for you. And lastly, if you specifically are in charge of catering in any capacity whatsoever, you two are in the right place. And if you're not in the right place, you're welcome to stay. But I just want to confirm that if you're any of those three people, Dave and Melissa and Cassidy and Justin and Cynthia and Isa and Rose and everybody else, you are in the right place. By the way, Austin, Texas, great place. It's where I got my first tattoo ever. Right there. There we go. Had to have that fixed because the guy was literally out of prison 2 days when he did it. Story for another time. Okay, so if you are in the right place, you're here, you're either going to get the instructions you need on how to do this, or at least be able to show somebody else how to do this for it. All right, Henry, all right, tomorrow? All right, there you go. Okay. By the end of this presentation, we got one goal, okay? And that goal is to make sure that you have 10 game-changing tactics and tips to increase revenue from catering that you can literally get used and starting today. And thank you, Caitlin from DFW and Henry from LA and Patrick. What's up, Patrick? I haven't talked to you in at least 10 minutes from Atlanta, Georgia. Thank you, guys. Keep the chat open. We're going to ask lots of questions through the webinar. You're going to do those in the chat. Okay, now, at the very end of the webinar, we are going to do Q&A. That's for serious, like, hey, can you help me with this? What do you know what to do that? I didn't understand this thing that you shared. If you have an actual real question that you would like us to answer, we will do Q&A at the end. Please stay until the end. We got something really cool to reveal to you. Use the Q&A function. If you have a question, hi Rocco, if you have a real question that's not like fun or sort of quippy thing in the middle, that goes in the Q&A, but we're going to chat. That's where it is on my screen right there. We're going to chat throughout the webinar. Kelly, you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Oh, what's up? Kelsey's in here. Hi, Kelsey. Good to see you. Kimberly's in here. Lace, man, this is like, man, I feel like I'm on stage at a trade show. There's so many people here. Listen, what's up? Okay. All right, let's do some quick introductions in case you don't know who everybody is here. I want to introduce Kelly Grogan. She's the co-founder of Crumbs. Probably how you found out about this webinar. Kelly's been focused exclusively on driving incremental revenue within the hospitality space for the last decade. That's probably an understatement. Focus, I don't think is sharp enough for that pencil. She's held nearly every position within the restaurant space, providing unmatchable hands-on experience to add value at both the restaurant and the corporate level. That's true. I've talked to Kelly in her apartment. I've talked to her in her office, and I've had conference calls with her where she was literally behind the cash register. So that's true. Whether it's pasta, meatballs, fruit, chocolate, in front of the desk at hotels or entertainment centers, pizza, Beastly Burgers, Kelly here, she crushes strategy for growing sales. And just if you haven't heard of her company yet, real quick, Crumbs is the leading provider of outsourced incremental revenue services, helping restaurateurs increase their easiest and most profitable revenue streams, things like catering, local store marketing, fundraising, group events, delivery, off-premise sales. And Crumbs, their team works with operators to develop highly strategic plans personalized to their brand and actually will then help you implement it. And I will endorse Kelly for this. We are working on a client together and I've seen the magic. It is real. Okay. Hi, Kelly.
I love that.
God bless.
Thank
Well,
you.
I didn't write it. I just accented it. So there you go.
That's pretty good.
Okay. For this one in the Zoom chat, you can just put up your hand. Who knows Kelly? Who here has talked to Kelly or knows Kelly before? You just put your hands up. Dwight and Justin, Amanda, Lee. I want to see like a sea of hands. There you go. Sea of hands. Everybody knows Kelly. All right. Hi. My name's Rev Ciancio. I own a burger joint in New York City, so I know exactly how hard it is to market and grow a restaurant. We don't do catering, but my partners do, so I hear about all this stuff all the time. I'm also a hospitality marketing consultant, and I help restaurants to raise awareness, acquire, and retain customers through digital marketing, social media, and the use of incredible software, and now catering. I have more than 25 years experience in branding, digital marketing, and hospitality. I've worked with hundreds of restaurants to help them attract and retain customers. I like to say this, if you ask my mom what I do, she would tell you that I put pictures of pizza on the internet. She's not entirely wrong. You hear what I'm saying, Carlos? Okay, however, let's move on. Today, we are here to talk about 10 easy ways to get more catering orders, okay? And here's how this webinar is gonna work. Is everybody ready? This is the prep. I'm letting you know that we are about to hit the launch button on the rocket, okay? You are welcome to take screenshots. Go for it. You can welcome to write down notes. Okay, we are recording this, and I am going to share a link to the recording later. But for sure, be taking notes. We're gonna go tip 1, tip 2, tip 3, tip 4, tip 5. We're gonna go through, and then at the very end, we're gonna have Q&A. So again, I want to repeat this. We're gonna chat and talk throughout the webinar using the webinar chat. Again, mine's on that screen, that's why I'm pointing at it. But if you have a question for the end of the webinar, pop that into the Q&A. Those are for serious questions. You want to know what technology to use, how to do, have us explain something that we walk through in the webinar, what solutions we recommend, how to do stuff. That's for the Q&A. All right, Kelly.
Let's go.
I need you to hold on a second. Dwight and Amanda and Dave and Amy, everybody else that's here, are you guys ready? Are you ready for 10 easy ways to get more catering orders? You can say yes or heck yeah in the chat. You can put the hand up. I guess you could high five the screen. I won't see it, but okay. Kimberly says yes. Dennis says yeah. Okay, well, okay, we got to see a yes. Kelly, are you ready?
Let's go.
Okay, let's kick it off with number one.
Number one, I mean, it's a big one. And guys, I think the big thing here, I talk very quickly. So definitely feel free to slow me down, ask those questions like Rev said. When we're talking about catering growth, there's going to be a lot of consistency to this. You're going to need to make a plan. We're giving you the tips and we're giving you everything you need. It's going to come down to strategy and customizing for your local store. But this is going to put you on the right path. And these are going to be easy things that you'll be able to walk away from, do today, implement for tomorrow, and be ready to rock the month of August. So the biggest thing, which feels almost too obvious, is let your customers know. You want to make sure every customer that is a fan of your brand today knows that you offer catering, and not just catering like they can order you for delivery, right? You cater food. You cater for parties, you cater for offices, you cater for luncheons, birthday parties, pool parties, to the field. You name it. And I would say probably the easiest way to do it is featuring it in your emails that you're sending out on a monthly basis, weekly basis, daily basis. Rev, any tips on how often they should be sending an email?
So thank you for starting a webinar with my favorite marketing channel that exists. Email is the most scalable, easiest way to deliver awareness and stay top of mind with your guests for whatever your initiative is. I love email. My recommendation is a minimum of 1 newsletter a week to your entire database. And, like you said, dedicated monthly callouts. If you're not putting catering in 1 email a month, like you've missed out. Like you've totally missed out.
Yeah. And the thing is that it's so easy when you look on the email side of things. You can see on there's an email from Crazy Pita. It's just a button that calls out catering. And so, yes, a dedicated catering email is amazing. But even just those secondary messages, we're going to continue to add value to your program. Maximize those sends when you push them out on a weekly basis and take every opportunity to get that catering order.
I love it. Okay. What's another way?
SMS. And we all know that we're getting those different text messages, but this is another one of those really powerful channels. If you have invested in this as a brand or you're thinking about investing in it, this is a highly active channel that you're able to turn on for your customers. Send out that push, send out that invitation to let them know that, you can cater this upcoming weekend's big game, whatever. I don't think there's really any sports happening this weekend. But is it an upcoming celebration? What are you doing for Labor Day? This is an easy way to remind them, to get them to go directly to your website to check out that catering menu. So if maybe they're not looking at your emails, they unsubscribed years ago, utilize every channel possible to get in front of them. And the SMS messaging is a great way to, in an active moment, capitalize on that key timing of, it's a big weekend, there's a snowstorm, plan ahead for the holidays, you name it, it's a hot quality response.
Amen. Probably not what you meant, Kelly, but I just texted you personally to let you know we have catering. So I'm 100% taking your advice and getting it going right away. Hopefully everybody else feels the same.
Love it.
Okay, what's another way to let our customers know?
Yeah, the social media side of it. And just like Rev was talking about, and he is the expert when it comes to the social media. If you're not following him, you should go follow him to stay up to date on some of the best ideas and tricks. But you want to use this as a tool to help go out and get leads. There's a lot of ways out there right now where you can post about enter to win your free next office party, or enter to win catering for your family for the weekend. Whoever your partner is in the space, you can be using this as a tool to generate those leads and generate awareness around catering, which will then fill your funnels on the email and the SMS side of things. So you're going to continue to grow those databases of people that said, hey, you know what? I am interested in catering, or I do work in the area and want to bring lunch into the office. Super important. Make sure you reply to those leads. If you're going to get those leads coming in, take the time to call them, to send them an email, to follow up, to talk to them about the catering program. They may not be ready to place an order there. They really wanted to enter to win that free catering order, but it's an awesome opportunity to share along a copy of your menu to them.
Awesome. I have questions for you about the lead gen campaign for free office parties. We have to compare notes. I have one for schools. So like if you want to sell more like packs of pies and packs of schools, I got a playbook. So we'll have to sync on that later. Okay.
And then your website. This is the number one opportunity for when guests are coming through and clicking on your website, whether they're going there to place an order, they're checking out your menu, they're landing on your website for some capacity. Make sure catering is readily available for them. Same thing with any of the marketing materials that you're going to be doing, those physical ones, whether it's and we're going to talk about it in a little bit. You want to have a QR code to send them somewhere. What you don't want to do is send them directly into your online ordering where they don't have a chance to learn about your menu, to find out what's included on the menu, what other interesting things make your catering unique. Your sales tool is that website landing page. So make sure you have one created. Again, even just the button is helpful if it pushes to your online ordering, but make sure there's an opportunity for a guest to learn more about your catering program. We've got some great resources that we're going to talk about here at the end as well, of their simple facts. What are the top 10 most common questions people ask when they're exploring placing a catering order? Does it come with utensils? Does it come hot? How far in advance? How much does it serve? Make sure you have those defined and readily available for your catering program. You don't want them to have to think about it. You want to make it as easy as possible. And lastly, you want to make sure that they know where to find that, get in touch with somebody to place their catering order. Whether you want them calling the store to inquire about it, or you want them to fill out a lead gen form, or even just email catering at, whatever it may be, please make sure you have a way for somebody to ask questions about your catering program, because more than any other business inside of your restaurant, catering drums up questions. Everybody's event is unique, and they always want to talk to somebody to find out a little bit more and see what they can do to help.
Amen. This is great. All right. So everybody paying attention. Tip number one, market to owned channels. Okay. If you aren't promoting what you already have and it's easy to use, just start there. Okay, let's move on to number two. Everybody ready for number two? Kelly, you ready for number two?
Number two.
All right, there we go. There's some balloons for you. Number two.
You're amazing. You've got to update your Google business profile. If you've been following anything in the industry right now, we all know how important this business profile is. If you want to be found, you have to put the effort into making sure this is the best representation possible of you. All of the notes around your location, the most up-to-date information. I'm sure everybody on this call has probably Googled best restaurant near me, pizza near me, Bagel places open right now. They are searching for that information. And if you want to make sure that you're found, you have to make sure this business profile is updated to talk about the different ways that you cater. And so, when we talk about those top 3 categories, including catering within your business description, you'll see on here, we've got a couple examples of where you can place it. But Rev, talk to us about how important this is for restaurants.
I mean, I could talk about this for hours, but
Another webinar.
Here's the thing you need to realize. When somebody goes to Google and says catering near me or pizza near me or deep fried egg rolls or or somebody says something like, I would like to know if you have JJ Dack chicken that sets on fire at the table. Like, how is Google supposed to know that you have that if you have not updated that in your Google business profile? Right? They're not geniuses. Well, okay, maybe they are. But the point is, they're also not magicians. Okay, maybe they are. But still, if you don't go into Google and add your catering menu or even say, yes, we have catering, how is Google or Yelp or Bing or Yahoo supposed to know that you offer that? Make it easy for those platforms to be able to recommend you when somebody is searching for it. I mean, I go deep, but that's the thinking.
The other important thing, which is this is a commonly unknown one, whether you are manually replying to your reviews on Google or you're in any of the platforms, honestly, whether you're manually replying to reviews or you're partnering with a company to be able to support you on this, tagging those sort of customized words inside of that review are going to help you incrementally. We are far from the days of copy and paste and copy and paste and copy and paste. Not only is it a terrible guest experience where they're like, he said thank you, but he said thank you the same way to the 50 other people before me. Why did I even leave a review, right? But in addition to this, mentioning that you offer catering or planting the seed about catering is going to continue to help when people are searching for catering. It is going to come up when they are looking for, reviews in the area. When they pull up reviews, they're like, wow, this restaurant also caters. And you'll see on here, it's a simple message, right? We want to make it feel natural. We want to make it feel like it's part of it. And it's, inviting them back in, whether that's in the restaurant or it's the next interaction is placing catering with you. Take advantage of this. Make sure you're mentioning it in your reviews.
Heck yeah. All right. What else?
And then your menu availability. Oh, it's heartbreaking when you pull up a restaurant and you're like, their New Year's Eve menu, what's this? Right? I'm looking for it's, the month of August. Make sure that your menus are up to date in there. And one of the most important ways about this is you need to, and it's, I think the next slide, is you need to have your menu readily available and posted online. So whether it's that ordering channel or it's a page on your website, you need to have it posted. Posting it via a PDF that takes them off of your website does not help you. Yes, the guests can print it, but it doesn't, you get zero tracking on that. Take the time, work with your developer to have just even a base menu placed on there that's going to include those items so that it can pull into your Google business profile. You want to make sure that people can see it and they notice, because when they're looking at your existing menu, they'll be able to click over, see that catering menu, and it's going to continue to raise that awareness for you. Okay. And I'd say go ahead, Rev.
No, go ahead.
I'd say the last pro tip, man, make sure you are directing people to your website. This goes back to having that built out catering page. Doesn't need to be extent, doesn't need to have a lot of buttons on it, but having that page on your website that talks about your catering program is going to allow you the ability to direct traffic to your website where, fingers crossed, right? They're either going to opt in for your e-club, they're going to sign up for your loyalty program, they're going to place a delivery order. They may request information about a fundraising program, but you want that traffic. You want people coming to your site. Pushing them out of that to your ordering platform, if it's not connected in there, that doesn't help you at all. So make sure you have that set up.
Love this. Okay, guys, we are only 2 tips into this. 2. Like, if you do just the things that we've outlined here in number 1 and number 2, you will increase your catering. That's it. We got 8 more to go. Kelly, you ready?
I'm ready.
Number 3.
So like we said, put your menu on your website, right? The PDFs are great. We know that people sometimes love to print them out and stick them in the drawer in the kitchen, hang it up in the break room. There's benefits to that, but what you want is to have that text readily available and crawlable on your website so that it can be pulled into those different features out when people are searching for catering. You want to make sure that you're helping your customers understand this, right? Catering is a series of decisions that somebody has to make. How many people am I feeding? When do I want it delivered? Do I want to pick it up? Make sure those facts are readily available so they don't have to come through those questions or say this is too difficult and move on. These facts are so simple and easy, and quite frankly, it's a great brand exercise to make sure you have those fully defined for your operations team. Do we include ice? Do we include cups? Can we accept same-day orders? Define those out for not only your guests, but for in-store as well. And your catering occasions. This is something from an SEO perspective can help you an insane amount. Catering is not the only keyword that you want to be talking about. You want to be talking about catering for your team meetings, your offices, your birthday parties, your wedding occasions, your bridal showers, you name it. Getting the customer to have an understanding that, wow, they don't just drop it off, right? It's not just something where it comes in a brown bag, gets delivered to the office, and that's the only time that I can enjoy it. You want to make sure you can paint the picture for your guests of the different ways that they can be utilizing your catering. Catering is such a big market compared to just that office catering. And the more that you tap into some of those other social categories, the more that your catering business is going to continue to grow. And like we said earlier, can your guests get in touch with you? If somebody wants to place a catering order, and we're going to talk about it here, that first party ordering, if you don't have first party ordering, a way for a guest to place an order for catering on your website, how else are they supposed to do it? Make sure they know, listen, call this phone number, call your local store, or fill out this form as a way to get in touch with them. It's the easiest way to at least provide a little bit of guest experience. And think about it. If all it takes is in my space, we call it mailbox money, right? How great is it to get an email from a guest going to the website saying, hey, I'm trying to feed 30 people, but I can't figure it out. I need help. Give them a way to make that inquiry.
Amen. Okay, guys. We're 3 points in. We've shown you a lot. Who's ready for number 4? Jared, Jesse, John, Joseph, Jay, Justin. We're using the J's. Jays, are you guys ready? Guys ready? Melissa's ready. Melissa's got her finger on the trigger. Jake and Joseph. All the Jays jumping in, Iris. All right, let's move on. Let's move into number 4. Contact your past customers. I mean, this is like fish where the fishes are, right?
Oof. Gosh, and Rev, this actually might be one of my favorite topics on here, even though they all are. But when you talk about contacting your past customers, these are guests that are already fans of your brand. They've already ordered from you. They've already interacted with you. And what a great way to talk to them about catering and sort of spreading the word about your brand. When you look at sort of the relationship side of catering, if anybody on here has ever had to place a catering order, it is stressful. It is very stressful to be the person that was in charge of ordering food and it's not there. It's very stressful to be the person in charge of ordering food and it's wrong. And so that is a very high pressure situation for the person placing the order. Taking the time to build a relationship with that individual, say thank you, follow up with them, and give them an easy way to sort of have that person will set your brand apart far more than anybody that's out there. Owning that customer and showing them how much you appreciate when they A, order directly from you, but B, continue to choose your business is going to give you that lifelong customer that you're going for. Think about that personal phone call, just following up on the order, giving them a heads up that you're on your way. A handwritten note inside of the bag to provide to that person when they place the order. It's massive. Those personal touches are the definition of hospitality, and it has been so lost in the delivery world. Take the time to set yourself apart as a catering.
You know where I learned this? I donate every December to Pause for a Cause, which is my late father's favorite charity. And every time I donate, somebody calls me. And I'm like, I feel like I don't want these spam calls, but I take the call because I'm like, that's so nice. I feel, and now I donate every December. I have for 20 some years. So totally smart. Okay, keep going.
And I would say even on that point, when we talk about a handwritten note, make sure, I get it, resources, right? It's tough to deliver every order. And while we would all love to, even though if you have delivered an order, it's very difficult. Another very stressful situation. But working with a high quality delivery partner, somebody outside of the standard sort of marketplaces, somebody that will actually take the catering order and set it up for you. A lot of times you can give them the instruction of please hand this note card to the person in charge, or make sure somebody gets this. And again, it's that personalized relationship, not only with the delivery driver, but the person at the office that is going to set you apart from every other caterer that's out there.
Love it.
Scheduling your follow-ups. If you are failing to plan, you are planning to fail. Again, these are the easiest orders that you can be getting are from your past customers. And so set yourself a schedule, put it on just like you marked this webinar in your calendar. Put these time savers on your calendar. The more you get into a routine of it, the easier it becomes. Trust me when I say that these follow-ups make a big, big, big difference. You don't have to follow the same schedule that's on the screen. Obviously, this is just a way to sort of set it up. But that's what I found has worked previously for me, right? On Mondays, we're always checking in on the orders from last week. And we're looking ahead to the orders for this week, right? Checking if there's any of those high priority orders that are going to be coming in. Wednesdays, right? Orders from last month. Are we going ahead and following up with everybody? Hey, just wanted to check in. I know everything was great last month, but if you need anything, we're here, And same thing. Orders from this time last year, you want to make sure you're following up with them. Stay top of mind. Easiest way to stay top of mind for catering is to make sure, if you refer back to tip number 1, your communications are always talking about catering. And the most important thing here is, I always hear a lot of hesitation around this, is that I'm not a salesperson. I don't want to be a salesperson. I don't want to be pushing catering on them. You're not. The best part about this is that it is simply amazing customer service. You're building a relationship with them. You're making sure they know that you are in that local community and that you value them as a customer. And that and surprise and delight, which is a fun one that we do in the restaurant sometimes. If you see a high value order coming in, drop some cookies in there. If you have a customer that placed a massive order with you, you might want to drop off some lunch or a gift card for them, right? Take the time to implement that hospitality in the catering side of things, and I promise you'll see the return from it.
I love it.
And going beyond catering, when was the last time you checked your database of the domains that are ordering from you? So anybody that placed an order last week, did you go through and check that customer list to say, wow, I've got somebody from Bank of America ordering from me? Or wait a minute, I've got somebody from Deloitte placed a $300 order just on our regular takeout channels. Those are those high value guests that maybe they need a little bit of help to learn more about your catering, or maybe a little bit of a push to say, hey, do you cater at the office ever? Can I bring, any of our meals to your business, your employees? Do we do employee discounts, things of that nature? Those guests are hiding in your database, just waiting to be converted to big time catering orders.
I love this. That's so awesome. Okay, guys, we are 4 deep. We're about at the halfway mark. We're going to try to speak. Like I said, these are we were like, listen, Kelly hit me the other day. She's like, I went to this webinar and it was just a bunch of I was reading headlines on it and I was like, no, that's not the webinar we're going to do. And Kelly's like, absolutely not. So let's jump right into number 5 here.
Number 5, check your marketplace settings. Rev, when was the last time you went to your website to try and place an order?
At Handcraft Burgers and Brew.
Yeah.
I think yesterday. So.
See, it is, you have no idea what may be working, not working, unless you are checking it. So take the time, go through your listing and make sure the experience that you are providing, both on your website, but also on these marketplaces, is the experience that you want your guests having, because it's a crazy world in the IT space. Things happen, and double check it to make sure that everything is up to date. Photos, we all know they're the #1 way to really make your product more attractive. Either invest in having it done. EasyCater has a free photo shoot service. And it's also something you can reach out, photographers in your local community, or take pictures when you're getting orders. It doesn't have to be a fully vetted out photo. Take pictures as you're executing them, and that can help you with it as well.
Yeah. Patrick, who's on here, he and I work together. We talk about this all the time. I was more catering photos. Like, we absolutely need these.
Yeah. And same thing, upsells, modifiers, have those options. You want a guest to be able to place an order without calling you, so you can call them. But you want them to be able to place an order. The less questions and roadblocks, the easier it's going to be, and the more that you get that mailbox money. Looking at your lead times, an easy way of things that you could change right now in your marketplace settings on ezCater. Think about those same day and those last minute orders. A last minute order typically means there was a last minute meeting, another caterer canceled, and it means somebody is stressing and somebody needs to order lunch. Save the day for them, right? Open up your settings to either accept same day orders with a longer lead time, so maybe that 3 to 4 hours, because again, if somebody's feeding 100, 200 people, they planned this event weeks ago. The orders that you're going to be getting in that small time frame are going to be anywhere from 20 to 30, and you should be able to execute this. Obviously, it's different by brand, but this is an easy way to snag some of those orders as well.
I just want to be clear. I see a couple of restaurants in my area that are attendees here. If it's a large order and it came from me, I just might be hungry. Like I might not be a catering. I just want to be clear. So.
Gosh. The other easy tip and trick on this is expanding your hours. Your hours of operation do not need to match your regular store hours. And especially if you are not accepting same day orders, what a great way to give yourself the time to plan for an order that may fall just outside of your regular operating hours. When you think about it, it's definitely something, if you have staff in the building ahead of time, why not try and open it up and accept that order? If you don't open till 11:30, there's a ton of businesses out there that have to have lunch in the door by 11, and you don't want to miss out on that revenue. Same thing on the other end, staying open late. We all know what those delivery platforms look like late night when they're trying to find a catering order for it, right? Sometimes fast food is not the answer. But if you extend those late night hours, you're going to give yourself plenty of time to prepare and be able to execute that order. The worst thing that happens, an order comes in and you have to say, you know what, I can't get it there at 9, but I can get it there at 10. But give yourself the opportunity to capture that order.
I'm absolutely putting this out there as a challenge. If there's any restaurant in the distance of my voice now or in this replay that delivers to my area and you'll do midnight catering to my house, I will build a TikTok for you. I'll take photos and videos and I'll give you all the content. I think the idea of midnight catering is amazing. If you can bring it, I'll do the work for you.
Yeah. And when you think about it, right? Who's ordering late night for those types of orders? Besides Rev, are those massive distribution centers, right? Those hospitals that are working overnights. It's a completely underserviced category. Do yourself a favor, open up the hours and see what you get from it. No risk.
Yeah, there's an Amazon distribution place. I could walk there from here. They need pizza at 1 a.m.
Always. They're always open. Updating your menu, right? It's the same strategies that we saw on the third-party platforms. You don't have to put your whole menu on catering, and that's a webinar for another day around sort of menu strategy. But definitely think about the different changes that you can make to your menu so that guests are going to be calling you directly instead of having to go through those marketplaces. Or put your most profitable items on there, right? The items that are easy to execute, you can do last minute, and that you're going to get the most bang for your buck on.
Amen.
And your marketing tools. We all know if you want to be falling higher on the page, you got to pay to play, in addition to executing well. And so I would say before you decide to really invest in those categories, make sure your settings are up to date, your menus are good, and make sure you can execute those orders, because one canceled order and one bad review sink you to the bottom and you will never work your way back up. So make sure that you can execute first before you go ahead and invest in that side of things.
Awesome. All right. Anna, Araya, Barbara, Bill, Bobby, Brian, Caitlin, Cassidy, Cynthia, how we doing? We good? Everybody charged up? Again, you pop into the chat and say, let's go. I'm excited. Woo-woo. You put your hand up. You can high five the screen. We're halfway through. I mean, right now, if you walked away at this point, please don't. The best is still to come. Like if you do 30% of these, you will increase your revenue. See, Shauna knows. Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Brian. All right. God bless, Catherine. All right. Let's go. Number 6. What about this hot lead list?
Your hottest lead list. Gosh, favorite team exercise to do with restaurant partners is talking about who do you know. What an amazing way for you to get to know your staff, know the people inside of your building, where they work in the community, and a little bit more about their family, their personal life, whatever it may be. Use this as a way to connect with our guests. And so it's a simple sheet. You'll see on here, we got a couple questions, and it's really about where do your parents, family members work? Do you work out anywhere? Where do you bank? Where'd you buy your car? Because those people are going to have an immediate relationship to be able to go to those different types of organizations and say, hey, I work over at Handcraft, and we're just started this new catering program, and I wanted to drop off some of our menus, right? Not selling, educating, providing that customer service, and you will take the number of employees you have in the building, fill out this exercise, do this sheet, and there's 100 new leads for you ready to go, ready to, drop off cookies to, drop off menus, and get that conversation started.
Love it.
Who do you see? Stand at the front door of your business, right? Stand at the front door and look out into hopefully what is going to be a sunny, beautiful summer day, and figure out what businesses you see. Whether you can see them or they can see you, these are the ones in your local community that you should be partnering with. Think about if you've got a liquor store next to you, right? Does the liquor store know that red wine pairs really well with pizza and can send them over to your restaurant? Are you partnering with the bank across the street to make sure that their VIP clients get a free lunch on them once a month? These are your partners, and work together to help them grow their business.
I feel like you were specifically talking about the town I live in.
It's a really great promo that I like to implement and take advantage of. So, but think about it, right? What businesses do you pass on the way to work? Which ones do you pass on the way home? What about your busy day? How many times a day are you getting out of your car to go see somebody, dropping somebody off at school, going to the bank, you're stopping at the dry cleaners, you're going to the gym? Bring a stack of your business cards and take the time to introduce yourself to everybody as you go, right? You're maximizing your day. You're hitting two birds with one stone as you introduce yourself. So really easy way to take advantage of your community. And, who can you go see? You've got built-in appointments set for you, which is a salesperson's dream, with every single catering order that you have coming in. I'm not saying take them all. Again, it is very difficult to deliver. And if you haven't done it before, you might want to bring help. But check your upcoming deliveries. If there's a VIP client, a new client, somebody that you can work with, make the decision to personally deliver it, whether it's you, it's your manager, it's your catering sales team. Commit to delivering one a week, because ask anybody out there and they're like, if you use a third party to deliver, I don't know how I feel about it. But if you are the local person going to introduce yourself, you've increased your rate of them ordering from you again by tenfold. It'll make a massive difference in your business.
Amen. And if somebody brings me that midnight catering, I have a pickleball right here. We can totally have a game right in my front yard. We can.
Is that an indoor one or an outdoor one?
Well, it's plastic and it's technically a pepper lunch.
Anybody that was at RLC might get that joke, but.
Amen. All right, guys, we're up to 6. Who's ready for 7? Can I get some 7s in there? You know what? I'm gonna go into the chat and say 7. All right. Actually, that I did not take my hand off the shift bar. So 7. Let's go, Rose, Dave. All right, Kelly. Do you have your breath? Are you ready for 7?
Let's do it. Yeah.
God bless. All right, here we go.
Show off your catering. Just like we talked about in tip number 1, where we say maximize those channels, right? If you're using them, use it as an opportunity to continue to talk about catering. But man, you are sitting on one very expensive piece of real estate when you are looking at your restaurant. And so when a guest walks through that front door, are they being greeted with catering messages everywhere, right? It's essentially free marketing in your restaurant in a weird way. But think about it, right? Is it a sign that's on the door? Is it a sign that's in the bathroom? I see so many restaurants where you walk in there and there's a tiny little thing saying we're hiring, and that's it, right? Take the time to look at your 4 walls and say, where can I be promoting catering messaging? What can I put on the walls? What can I put inside of a napkin holder? What can I hang inside of the bathroom walls that's going to go ahead and showcase on the front door when somebody's sitting and washing their hands? They can see it and stare at it and say, oh, you know what? Maybe I do need catering for that birthday party this weekend, or family's coming into town and I'd love to feed a group of 10 with it.
Here's a picture of me holding up a donut with a picture of me and my kid on it. Okay. Do you know how I found out at Dunkin' Donuts you can get photo donuts made? An A-frame just like that.
Crazy. But again, you've got the real estate, so make sure you're maximizing it. I'm sure all operators, right? You've got a ton of different messages that you need to communicate. Download the app, sign up for our e-club. We do fundraising. We're hiring. Check out our LTO. There's a ton of messages, but the message that isn't going to change is going to be the catering side of things, right? This is a consistent, always on program for you. So make sure you've gone through and you've checked your restaurant for where is it being promoted. Again, bathrooms is one of the easiest ones to stick a sign in that people forget about, right? Add a little color to your bathroom.
Active audience, right? Active audience.
They're sitting, maybe. Like it is definitely one of those things where it's white space, and hanging up a little 8.5 by 11 flyer doesn't have to be anything crazy, but you want that repeated message that they're continued to be reminded of. At the register, anywhere where a guest is somewhat waiting inside of the restaurant, right? Are they waiting for their pickup order? Are they paying at a cash register or a kiosk? Are they standing by the front door? Make sure you've got signage up there to talk about what your catering program is and how they can benefit from it. My favorite ones are these great sort of catering displays. You can see two at the bottom here that showcase what a catering order looks like, right? What better way to promote your catering program than saying, this is the box it comes in, this is how we would set it up, here are some different ideas, here's how we make catering fun. And then
I know what the next point is, but before you get there, I didn't even think of this till right now, but what if you actually have like a catering mascot and it like dances around in the dining room and it knocks people over? Maybe I went too far. Okay, let's go back to your ideas.
Get me the costume. I'm ready to try it out. Let's put it to work.
Hey man, I'm buying one for Justin. Justin will wear the catering mascot. All right, let's talk about this one. This seems like the obvious one.
I mean, social media. Gosh, there are so many opportunities for you to show off your catering, right? When you were thinking about your content calendar, and I will not steal Rev's thunder on this, how are you talking about catering? How are you showcasing that? What a great way to educate your followers about the many ways that you can support them. It's not just for lunchtime. It's not just for, going out on a date. It's something where you can celebrate any occasion with our catering. And I think we've got a great way to do that.
Amen. So literally, Kelly and I were working on this presentation yesterday. And while we were on it, I opened up social media and we saw our friend Medi from Crazy Pita, literally, and I was like, we have to include this in the webinar. I want you guys to watch this quick video. This is literally on Crazy Pita yesterday.
Hello, welcome to Crazy Pita. I am here with Rachel at the Sherlock Mortgage Company. Come closer. I want to introduce you to Rachel. Say hello.
Hi, y'all.
Tell us about what you do here.
Yeah, so we here at the Sherlock team are here to do more than mortgages, but we're here to help all of our community into home ownership. We're super grateful to have you here, so thank you.
So awesome. You're welcome. Come closer. Let me show you about a catering we're doing for them today. It's an afternoon snack. I have some grilled shrimp, grilled chicken, grilled steak, all marinated Mediterranean style. And this is from Salad Madness, the newest creation. Some butternut squash, fresh
Marketing
mozzarella,
genius.
green beans. Look at this, strawberry with potatoes, salads, artichoke hearts, like tomatoes, like Brussels sprout, chopped tomatoes, and of course our famous hummus and tzatziki with some pita bread. I got both pita, white and wheat. If you'd like to order any of this catering, go to my website, crazypita.com, get our phone number, you call us, and we'll make it happen for you.
How awesome.
I mean, okay. So first of all, that's amazing. He had calls to action. He showed us the food. He was welcoming, but like he delivered that. And then he said, hey, can I film this for my social media? I'll talk about your business. Like this is a script. Like this almost looks like it was professionally directed by Industrial Light and Magic. Like, however, it just happens to be Medi. But the thing that I want to point out to everybody that's watching this, who's like, oh, content's super hard to create. That was one camera angle. Somebody turned on their phone and Medi just talked. There's no editing there. He put some text at the end that's available in CapCut. Like this was a 90-second production. There's nothing you can do this. Okay. That's it. We have a new hashtag, be like Medi. Okay. All right. Anyway, I don't want to pound that in, but Medi gets it. Okay. Let's move on. Anybody ready to number 8? Yeah. Medi is amazing. Totally agree. Justin is right. It's not hard. Just turn your phone. If Sean Walchef were here, he would yell at you. Okay. But the point is, this is easy. You should be doing it. Let's move on to number 8.
Yeah, number 8, guys, this is a big one, almost as important as checking your menu, right, and trying to place an order. Checking your catering menu to make sure that it is attractive, it is easy to understand, and it has everything that a guest would need when they're potentially placing a catering order. You want to take the time to, get your catering order right, or get your catering menu. It is not about copying your regular menu and putting it on a catering menu. That does not work. So take the time to really invest, not only pricing and portions and all that good stuff, but to set it up so that you're set up for success, right? Forget about all the other tips. If you don't have a great menu for it, you're going to end up the creek anyways, and you won't see those orders coming in. So make sure your menu is what you want it to be. I can't strive it enough when you talk about, descriptions and packages and combos. Give your guests the variety that they're looking for, but give them the answers that they're looking for. In the descriptions, does it have cheese in it? Does it have nuts in it? Does it come with protein? Do I need to order a side? Make sure that's vetted out for them. Don't make your customer do the work. Other great ways to do your upsells through here, right? What are the recommendations? If you're a restaurant, an Italian restaurant, and your chicken parm doesn't come with pasta, make sure you recommend that they add pasta on, right? You want to make sure they know everything about it. Packages and combos, gosh, this is one of the easier ways that you can expand your catering menu without having to make any changes. Packages are literally taking your existing menu items and putting them together for a guest to order in 1 click as opposed to 5 clicks. Think about, is it an entree, a side, and a dessert package? It is 2 entrees, 2 sides, and drinks, right? Very, very simple like that. So it's easy for your operations team to understand, right? There's no change in the portion sizes. They are just simply rinse and repeat when it comes to the portions and packaging everything together. These packages can make a huge difference and are an amazing thing to be able to talk about.
This.
Oh, super important. If anybody has an allergy on here, has a family member that has an allergy, you know that this question comes up more often than not, right? And so do yourself a favor, educate the guest, make sure that you have those allergy-friendly options readily available, and you have those vegetarian options. I will tell you the big thing that I see being missed right now, we all know how popular, which I'm jumping the gun on it, but we all know how popular box lunches are, right? We went through the pandemic, everybody wanted everything individual, but those box lunches were a critical option that were added to menus. Make sure you have a vegetarian option readily available. Everybody seems to miss it. And so make sure it's not a modification, call it out specifically, have that option available.
I went to a catering seminar. I think you were there at Food on Demand. And one of the people who was on stage was the person who has catering decisions for Amazon. By the way, don't we all want that friend? Okay. The one thing she said, she goes, this is the biggest thing that irks me. As the person that makes catering is for options. If you should listen to anybody, it's what I'm about to tell you she said, okay? She's like, I'm vegetarian and I am sick of caprese salads. She was like, cater to we will order more from you because there's more of us. Get into that. Okay, let's keep this moving.
Yeah, and same thing, premium versus standard. This is an awesome way to increase your check averages, right? Include a box lunch that has a cookie add-on or a drink add-on. You would be surprised how many people include that. And then that goes for drinks and desserts as well. Make sure you have that category available. Make sure it is something where it's not just bottled water, or it's something where you're including a single cookie, right? If somebody's placing a catering order, they need 10 cookies. Don't make them hit the button 10 times. Give them the option. Make it easy for them to understand. And, again, while these could all be their own webinars, menu strategy is critical to the success of your catering program. Looking at things like your add-ons, your upsells, how are you handling packaging? How are you handling serving utensils? Define this program. This point goes directly back to what we were talking about earlier about having that catering page on your website. You need to define those things as a brand, as what comes in our catering, what can a guest expect? Once you do that, this is all the other fun stuff that you can layer on top of it.
Okay, before we jump into, actually, sorry, though, there's one more piece of this, right? No, we're done. Okay, before we jump into 9, okay, I just put a link into the chat to my newsletter, okay? If you are not subscribed to my newsletter, you should. And if you are, thank you. I have a blog post coming out tomorrow that's very much in line with this type of thing for your online ordering, just for like individual meals and stuff. It is literally 5 little tweaks that you can make that will increase your online orders and decrease 1-star reviews. So if you are not on my newsletter yet, I'm giving you 30 seconds of permission to click out of the webinar and hit that link or cut and paste it and save it, because tomorrow morning, 5, like this, it's exactly like this. Kelly, you ready for number 9?
Number 9, let's rock.
Listen, I'm happy to stay in here for additional time. We got 10 minutes that we promised to be done by, and we haven't gotten a Q&A. So let's rip into number 9.
Number 9, look for reasons to celebrate. Beautiful way is to create your own holidays. Take ownership of it as a brand and find a reason to be talking about your catering program more and more and more. Whether that's a store anniversary, announcing a new menu item, or a new catering package, right? You've got a new party package available. Give guests the opportunity to learn about it, but give a reason to not just say, we do catering, we do catering, we do catering, right? Give them a reason to be able to celebrate with it. It's an awesome talking point. And I think one of my favorite examples on this is really, Raising Cane's and owning, National Chicken Finger Day. I don't care what the menu item is inside of your restaurant, you can create your own holiday around it. You are in control of designing that messaging and giving your guests a reason to celebrate and a reason to be ordering your catering.
When is Chicken Finger Day? Or can it just be today and I don't have to care?
Yeah, I mean, I celebrated. So I think it was, I think Chicken Finger Day is actually Sunday, but they designed it, right? They owned it and that's their holiday. What is your holiday that you can be owning? I know, Mehdi did Crazy Pita, with Crazy Pita I think it was, he's had a couple holidays, but.
We did National Crazy Day and National Pizza Day. Yeah. I
mean, massive, right? And it's something, you don't need permission, run with it, right? This is such an awesome campaign that you can be owning. Surprise and delight, we talked about this one. Find a reason to help your guests celebrate. Find a delivery to include dessert on as a thank you, to get them excited about it and be like, gosh, those guys over there, they really care about me. They appreciate my business and I can feel the love, right? Surprise a past customer with a gift card. All you have to do is send them an email, right? Send them an email and say, hey, I've got something special for you at the restaurant, or hey, here's an electronic gift card. I just wanted to say thank you for choosing us in the past. And, we talk about contests on social. Find that reason to get that first order. First person to place a catering order gets free Crazy Pita for life. Sorry, Mehdi. But it's right. It's exciting. Give something a reason to, a reason for your guests to pay attention. And with that, use your community to talk about that excitement. Talk about the local news station, offer to drop things off, say, hey, we're celebrating National Vodka Sauce Day, and we have got vodka sauce pizza, vodka sauce meatballs, and we want you to enjoy it. And we want to come drop some off to you guys. They'll love it. They'll talk about it, and you'll get to enjoy that free advertising.
Amen. Amen.
Woo! Is this number 10? Are we there? Did we finally make it?
All right, guys, there's one left, and then you have to stay on board. We have some Q&A and something really cool to share with you. Do not leave us yet. Everybody ready for number 10? Ready for 10? Hands up, high fives, yes in the chat. Justin like has his finger on the button.
Oh, good.
You must have one of those programmable keyboards. All right, Catherine says yes. Dave says yes. Rose says yes. All right, let's rip into 10, and then we got some big stuff to share, guys. Kelly.
Number 10.
This is absolutely its own webinar, but what do we got?
Gosh, and this is, whether it's catering or it's your first party orders, it's your regular delivery orders. Gosh, guys, you have got to own your data. You have got to own your customers. And so there's 2 concepts here. The first one is getting that catering order, getting them to order directly from you is an opportunity for X number of new customers, right? We all love those marketplace orders and, taking them in. But a guest ordering from you directly, immediately you get their data, which is going to be a huge opportunity. But the other thing is that when you get that catering order from a marketplace, you get that one single order. This goes back to taking the time to deliver their orders themselves. How do you take that one single catering order and immediately turn it into 20 new guests for you? A lot of ways that you can be able to do that, right? We talk about bag stuffers, whether you're doing that inside of your restaurant for your regular orders today or not. This is an amazing way to be communicating that catering messaging. hand delivering the order with a handwritten note card to say thank you, right? And saying, hey, you know, we do offer incentives for employees. Can I leave a couple coupons or menus here for any of the other employees to enjoy? Shaking their hand to have the experience to say, hey, you know, if you need anything in the future, I'd be happy to help customize something for you. The other really important thing is branded packaging. I get it. Branded packaging is not something that happens overnight, and it requires a big investment. So take the time to use those small wins, right? A sticker on the outside of the bag, a branded bag seal, a bag stuffer, a sign that you can hang up with catering are some really affordable ways that you can continue to promote that. And then in addition to that, every to-go order, every delivery order is an opportunity for you to educate about your catering. Make sure you have got a bag stuffer ready to go that can go in there that talks about your catering, right? We talked about looking at email domains. What a better way to help connect the dots by including a bag stuffer in there, you know, breakfast tacos in the morning that, hey, we also deliver lunch, right? Bring it to the office. The other one that I love that I have had such great success with are those QR codes for the branded bag seal, right? Seal the bag with a QR code and use a review platform, somebody like an Ovation, right? Where they scan it and immediately you're getting that guest information. You can interact with them, you learn more about them, but they're gonna funnel tip number one of being able to remarket around catering. And so whether you're getting information about a regular delivery or you're following up to get feedback on your catering platform, make sure you have this acquisition tool in place to be able to get that information so you can remarket to them.
I love it. Okay, guys, we promised you that by the end of the webinar, you would have 10 tips, 10 actionable tips, and we are not done, but here they are. Letting your customers know, update your Google business profile, put a menu on your website, contact those past customers, check your marketplace settings, so important. Work on that hottest lead list. You got to show up your catering. You need to check your menu. You got to find a reason to celebrate. And so important, convert from third to first party. I hope you took lots of notes and I hope you have lots of questions. Okay. Now, we promised that by the end of the webinar, you would have 10 game-changing tips and tactics to increase revenue from catering that you could start today. We got there, Kelly. Did we get there? Everybody agree?
We did. And thank you to everybody that came the entire way. It's amazing.
Yeah, we are not done. Do not log off yet. Okay. We got there. You're more equipped. I'm sure you have some questions. So if you have questions, I want you to put them in the Q&A. We're going to stay on a few minutes. We're going to answer the Q&A, but I have one question I'm going to ask you first. But your one question is, will we share a replay of this webinar? Yes. If you're on it, you're getting it. If you're watching it later, thank you. All right, pop those questions in the Q&A. We may even email them after answers. Okay, I'm going to ask you guys a question first before Q&A. Now, we spent 57 minutes here together. It's been good. We had some fun. We showed you a whole lot. I know we went super fast. I know we threw a lot at you. We promised you would discover 10 game-changing tips and tactics to increase revenue from catering that you can start overnight. Now, I know a way to make this much easier, okay? Much easier. You might already know what it is, but I just want to ask your permission. Is everybody okay if I take 1 minute to go deep on something that will make this easier, okay? You can put your hand up in Zoom. You can say yes in the chat, but I just want to make sure. I want to take 1 minute to show you something to go deeper. Dave says yes. Lindsay says yes. Dennis says yes. Matt says yeah. I'm seeing hands everywhere. Okay. I'm going to assume we're good with this. Okay. I am going to assume we're good with this. And we are going to do this. Okay. We are going to ask a quick question. Would you like some amazing free tools? Okay. We have some catering tools that we can send you. There's not a hook. Okay, we're not gonna charge you nothing, but Kelly actually went through and made some free catering tools that we want to send you. We just want permission. Kelly, I'm watching the count on this go like this, okay? You have two choices. You can say, heck yeah, send me the free tools, or you'd be like, listen, catering is not important right now. And if you've answered catering is not important right now, I would ask you, why are you on this webinar? Unless you just really like me and Kelly, and we'll say thank you. But if you want these free tools, okay, just hit that yes button. Kelly, what do you think the percentages of yes versus not important right now is?
I mean, I'm gonna hope we're above 75%.
We are at literally 100% of the people that have answered this question have said, heck yeah, send me the free tools. Guys, if you want these free tools, click that button and Kelly and I will legitimately send you some free tools like a marketing calendar, like FAQ templates, catering creative pieces. email templates and phone scripts, action plans, everything that Kelly mentioned in here, she has templates for. Do you want them? Yes or no? I'm going to count to 10, and then I'm going to take this poll down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We gave you 10 tips. If you want these tools, all right, I'm about to end the poll. Kelly, guess what the percentage of people who said yes is?
100%.
Amen. All right, guys, we will absolutely send those to you because we want to have a little bit of fun with you. Okay, with that, we are going to open up the Q&A. Kelly, are you cool to stay on a few more minutes? Are you good?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, I will hang here. If you guys need to drop off, that's cool. But if you want your questions answered, we're going to do some Q&A for like 5-10 minutes here. Just put in there that you have a question, not in the chat, go to the Q&A. Okay, let's go in here. Arlen wants to know if we'll get a copy of the recording. We answer that. The answer is yes. Okay, will this be available? I want to share this with other people. Thank you, Mary. We're glad you want to share this. Okay, Dennis wants to know, do we have any suggestions on custom POP and signage companies? Before you answer that, Kelly, if you guys are on with us still and you have a question you want to ask, put it in the Q&A. Okay, if you have a question, we'll get to that. We'll stay on for a few minutes. All right, let's answer Dennis's question. Do you have any questions for signage companies? Like, if I want to hire somebody to print and deliver this material, Kelly, you got somebody you recommend?
Yeah, we've got a couple, and I would say it depends where you're located and how many restaurants, because shipping is always a fun one to play with. But we can surely send over some names after this. I'll make a note on that.
Okay, and can people reach out to you if they want to ask that question?
Yeah, absolutely. And same thing, even on this, the design side of things too. If you don't have an internal designer and you need somebody that can kind of coordinate with that, absolutely, we've got some awesome recommendations.
Yeah, and for anybody that's watching this live or recorded, if you have a question that we don't get to, reply to any email you got about this webinar. I will receive it and I'll either answer it or put you in touch with Kelly. So
Yeah.
you can absolutely do that. All right. Kathleen wants to know, would you suggest that we add the catering menu in different platform? I'm not sure what that means, but I'm guessing we should have it everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I think it depends, because you'll start to run into issues on, again, be careful on DoorDash and Uber Eats, as we all know.
Actually, she has a follow-up question. Is she saying, should she add it on Uber or DoorDash? So there you go.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah. Because what you don't want is somebody to actually be able to place a, $200 order with, a 20-minute lead time, and then the driver no shows and it'll become a fiasco. Now, a DoorDash and a Grubhub do have catering specific channels that you can take advantage of. And I want to say maybe it was like slide number 5, tip number 5. We listed some other catering marketplaces that you can take advantage of. So in addition to Easy Cater and some of those others, there's some great names on there that are catering specific that you'll probably have some greater success with.
Amen. Okay, I'm going to take this question. Rocco is asking, hi, Rocco, by the way. He has his menu in a PDF. What should he change it to? Okay, so I want to be clear. We're not recommending changing the PDF. Like, PDFs make sense, put a link to the PDF. What we're saying is take the menu and put it in your website in text form. The internet calls that HTML, but make sure that somebody can select it with their cursor and copy it, because if they can, that means that Google can read it. So just make sure that the text is on your website. And Rocco, if you need help with that, just email me or Kelly. Okay, next one. Joseph wants to know, do you recommend pay-to-play ad placements on catering orders? I'm dying to know.
It depends on, I would say, on the Google side of things. You gotta be pretty strategic about it. When you think about, I would say, marketplace, right, on Easy Cater and using their preferred partner program, as well as the Easy Rewards, you'll have greater success in increasing where you fall on the page. So I would recommend that one over Easy Rewards. The pay-to-play ads, it's tough. It's tough. There's a way to do it, but it's tough.
Amen. Okay. What is your suggestion for vendors for bag flyers? We just talked about this, Valerie. If you want to connect with Kelly, reply to any email we send you about the webinar, and we're happy to answer those directly. Hale is saying, for number 6, do you have recommendations on how to leverage a hot lead list on a large scale, like for multiple restaurants?
Yes. 2 ways of doing it. If you have the resources to pull it into corporate, there's still a way to sort of, I would say, survey the stores and conduct the same exercise. bring in all the data and then be able to push it out from there. It takes a little bit more work on that. But I would say on the other side of it, it's really, you know, having that local store marketing program and the buy-in at the store level, getting them excited about it and seeing the importance of the program and being able to sort of educate and remove any roadblocks. So when you think about, you know, the sales side of it, a lot of times they're like, I don't know what to say. I don't know how to, you know, I don't know how to talk to my bank. And it's like, well, then don't just give them a business card, right? And so it's having a strong program and really sort of keeping it top of mind with them. But yeah, happy to explore that one further too.
Okay, Rocco is saying is that his catering menu is 15 pages with pictures.
I got to see this menu.
Yeah, Rocco, you should just email that over or a link to it. Send us a link. Please send us a link. We'll give you some more specific answers. Okay. Lindsay is asking any advice on the Google menu pulling from Toast versus upload manually. I'm a fan of automation. I'm a fan of the menu integration. I would like, unless it's going to pull something weird, I absolutely would do it.
Yes. Yeah. And the thing is that I know on the Toast side of things, make sure you want it to be fully customer facing, right? Make sure it's built out in the, you know, the menus items, as well as the categories and the descriptions on there.
Okay. Somebody named A Nani Mouse is it better to offer a free item or a percentage discount for first-time customers?
I always feel better about a free item. You don't want to discount your brand. And I would say the other thing is that you want to build in the value with the person that's placing the order. So that free item may be lunch for them or, you know, a gift card for them. There's some great technology out there that's trying to streamline catering rewards. But once, I think as the saying goes, once you give a mouse a cookie, once you give somebody a discount, they're always going to want it. So the more you can stay away from that, the better.
Okay, we're going to answer 3 more questions. Okay. Patrick, what's up, buddy, is asking, what if you did the social contest and you didn't get a great response? Is there a playbook you would recommend that's an optimal way to win the free catering offer? And I know why you're asking. One thing that you can do is you can then promote that social contest in your email. So you can send out an email with say, hey, do you want to win free catering? Link this. So that's one way. Kelly, do you got another way? If the social contest failed, do you just move on? Or do you boost the post? Like,
and that's the thing, there's so many things that go into it that you could, you know, make adjustments to. Was it the creative? Was it the target? Was it the budget? You know, and so I would try again. You know, any lead is a good lead when you get it from those sort of promotions.
Okay, 2 more questions. How often should we post on social media for catering? I'll handle this one as often as it makes sense. If 50% of your business is catering, then 50% of your content should be catering. If catering is 20% of your content and you want it more than you are now. But I wouldn't make every single post, but like, I don't know, how does once a week sound? Start with that, see what happens. Any opposing or different thoughts?
No, just do it.
just do it. Test.
Yeah.
Okay. Haley is asking for number 1. That was the first one we talked about. Do you use an e-blast company like Fishbowl or any likes or dislikes? You're asking how do we distribute the messages that promote catering? It doesn't matter, right? If you have like Toaster Square, they have like some built-in email functions, use that. If you prefer MailChimp, which is what we use, or Constant Contact, use that. If you have Fishbowl or Thanks, who cares? Whatever email platform you're currently using, send it in that. And if you don't have an email platform you're using and you are less than 5 to 10 locations, use MailChimp. Yeah. God bless. All right. There are definitely more questions here, and I'm sorry we didn't get to all of them. There are still 50 people on this webinar, even though we've gone over by 10 minutes. Thank you, Brian and Barbara and Arlene and Amy and Amanda and Kathleen and Justin and Laura. Thank you, everybody. This has been amazing. I'm so happy that I hope we were able to help you. Dave, there's so many more questions. Guys, if you're watching the replay or still with us on live and you still have questions or a question comes later, reply to any email you got and Kelly and I will answer you. And if you answered yes about the additional material that Kelly's going to send you, you will get it. Okay, Kelly, thank you. This was amazing.
This was, I hope everyone got 10, if not more ways to go out and get more catering orders. Let's make it a great August.
Awesome. All right, guys, make it a great tasty day. Thank you.